fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Chicago Bears and the Seattle Seahawks. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go now. 60 or. Pretty quiet, team. Pilot, 64, weak.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Brings up second and 11 at the 24-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a second and 11. On second down, Minshew got his man complete over the middle. That's Carter. It's an 8-yard pickup, and just like that, it's third down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes that's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Looking to throw it, Minshew. That's caught. It's Dan Arnold, the tight end. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First down for the Bears, a gain of 15.
First down, Chicago.
Let's go. 18 Gator. 6 right there. 56. Topper. Get it.
First carry for Royce Freeman. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. They'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
On second and 11 now. Minshew. This is Miller. Complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 16.
Go! 10 Lobo.
First down, Bears.
First down, a run with Cohen. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6. Throwing on second down now, Minshew. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Dan Arnold with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bears take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Zerline good with a PAT. And it's now a 7-0 game. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now first and 10 at their own 23. Play action. It's Wilson. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Let's go.
On third down, Wilson. Forced out to his left. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Khalil Mack, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game would be ideal.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10. Minshew sets to throw. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and all of a sudden here, it's third down.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks, but it doesn't matter what you call the position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
Now Minshew, and Robinson with a big catch. Now Robinson coughs up the football. It's loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. The pass receiver turned into a runner, then he turned into a fumbler, and it goes the other way for 6.
I love your description. Although for the offense, they're not too happy about it. But for the defense, what a big-time play for them. Never give up on anything. Sometimes you create your own points.
But the receiver, hard to fault him. He's just going for extra yard.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do, but you have to take care of the football.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Minshew, first and 10. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. That pick, his 9th on the season.
Remember when we were kids and you were playing Little League Baseball and they penciled you in the 9 spot in the order? That wasn't so good, was it?
Were you in the 9 hole?
Or you played the 9 position, right field? That wasn't so great.
That wasn't. You're picking dandelions.
Exactly.
But the 9 picks,
you want that in a big way. That's a great season.
Heck of a season. Better than a 30-yard gain as we wind down towards 30 seconds left in the quarter.
What? 58, come on. You got double up. Hey, easy. Touch.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. On second down, it's Taylor, and he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. A great play there with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. The extra point now coming from Myers. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he will be brought down, but he's got the interception on a final play of this first quarter. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. After the interception, here's Wilson. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. They get 17 on that one, move the chains, first down Seahawks.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Mike 58, right there. Hey, check. Move 15. 58 to Mike. Guys, 4 down. You can't block me. Hey, easy. Right.
On first down, Wilson going to throw deep for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Get that quarterback. Check it out, Reed. 80 weapons. Hey, Delta. Get it.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A good pickup, 17 yards and a bare first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards.
And the Bears first down.
Line of scrimmage moves from one 37-yard line to the other as they come up first and 10. Now Minshew on first and 10. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
To try again after the sack. Minshew, and for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Darren Lee picks it, and his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's got his man on the crossing route. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A very solid gain of 27. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Here's Wilson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is. Guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play. Alert, alert, alert.
Play action. Now Wilson. He finds Taylor. Complete. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
When a linebacker's able to sit at the 2nd level and see things develop in front of him, as soon as he got a hint that the quarterback was checking it down, he just made a beeline directly for the receiver and ended up making the play.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Throwing again here, Wilson. Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41, and his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to find Anthony Miller there. And it's 2nd down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. On 2nd and 10, it's Minshew. They'll get this one to Cup, complete. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, a sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. They try to run on 1st down, but this defense says no dice. They stop him a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12. Here's Minshew. This is caught by Robinson. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down for the Bears. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. It's Cohen, and only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Minshew. It's complete to Robinson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
A gain of 14. And the Bears 1st down.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
2nd and 5 at the 11-yard line.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. On 2nd down, Minshew. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Come on, baby. Let's
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. From back at the 4, here's second and goal. Looking to throw it. Minshew toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
They'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. He's picked off at his own 47. He was looking for Watkins that time.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Ready? 57, Mike 57. It's been a long day for you. Say.
Throwing on first down is Minshew. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 29. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is...
He's got it with the 15. And they get this all the way inside Chicago's 10. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he's got room. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big pickup of 38. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. To throw is Wilson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19. Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. That's caught by Pennick. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
At the Bears' 6-yard line.
So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson scoring on the keeper from 6 yards out. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Now Myers for the extra point. It's good, and it's 21-10. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. On first down, Taylor. And down inside the 15 he goes. It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They run with Taylor. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
Right here, right here. He's coming. We got that.
On second down now, it's Taylor. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Mike, 58, right there. 6 man.
On third down, Taylor. And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the first down. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
So he splits the uprights, and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better. And my goodness, another interception. Trey Flowers picks it, and he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Watch the edge. Check.
They go play action now. Wilson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Justin Houston. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. They go play action with Wilson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to let this go for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go. 18 Gator. X3. 218 chopper.
From the gun, Minshew to throw. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. That's correct. Nope. And now here is another interception. interception. Picked off at the 33. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of...
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Colby Listenby. His 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Seahawks capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6.
Pull up for signal. 58, right over there, yeah. Bang out, bam. 58, come on. 58 to Mike. They can't hang with us.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And he's got Miller. He's at the 50, 30, past the 20. Touchdown, Chicago! Anthony Miller, 98 yards. And the Bears cut into that lead. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive? And a big loss here as he's taken down. Justin Houston make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Now Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. Third down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. Flush to his right. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Akeem Hicks at 6'5", 332 finds his way home for the sack. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Minshew, 1st and 10. This is Miller, complete. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter. So 2nd in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Minshew sets to throw. That's complete to Robinson. And he's got this down to the 35. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for Chicago. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Minshew on 1st and 10. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Now that turnover might just about do it here. Fourth quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the football, run the clock.
Exactly right. They played smart, couple of first downs, and this one should just about be over.
11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're heading towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Wilson, nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Now it's Wilson. Flushed out right. And this is caught by Watkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Now Wilson. Going deep here for Watkins. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Play action. It's Wilson. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
19. Hey, check Mike. Go. Watch the curl. Pass him. 45's the mic. Defense wins championships, baby.
Again, Wilson.
I'm going to come back to you.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Taylor, and he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
Check, 280. Check, 45 the mic. It's our time. It's our time, guys. Let's go.
First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
Well, partner, if we had their entire playbook in front of us, I'm not sure we would have picked out that play as the one to run in that situation. How about the guts of the offensive coordinator? Dialing that one up into great success.
Let's go, D.
Now Taylor on first down. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter.
14, tempo.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off around the 37. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Out of the gun is Minshew. They'll leave it for Cohen, complete. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's Minshew. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off down at the 2. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Turnover that just got him the football back, obviously a big one, because had they been able to score on the other side, this would have been a one-possession game.
So you don't sense full relief here, though?
No, I don't, especially with the ball this deep in their own territory, because you make a mistake. And now nothing but green ahead of him. The 30, the 20, 10. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. Wilson to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Colby Listenby with touchdown number 20 on it. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a day.
On 2nd and 10, it's Minshew. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Minshew throwing on 3rd down. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Wilson wants to throw it. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Eddie Jackson picks it. And the return will stop right around the 25. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It give it and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Minshew. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. On 4th down, Minshew. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Trey Flowers picks it. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. The extra point now coming from Mott. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this fake extra point attempt failed big time. Not only did they not get it, they went backwards. They've got this big lead. They said, forget 1, we want 2. Instead, they got 0.
Unbelievable they didn't even attempt it from the 15-yard line. What are they thinking? I do know this. When you fake one in this situation with that type of a lead, especially from the 15-yard line, oh, boy. I tell you what, meeting them again somewhere down the line, they'll remember this. Yeah, they'll think that they were trying to clown them a little bit.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride. And now here is another interception. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
You see me out here. That's what we can't be stopped. Intercepted. Tempo.
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did.
About themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Seahawks, they're now a win away from a perfect regular season as they move to 15-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for Chicago, it's a loss that could wind up hurting a little as they fall now to 11-4. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.